the original movies? I mean, because we talked about Sidewalk a little bit, and that's just bloody awful. That whole movie is a write-off.
But it's not. I don't think it's as bad as that. Honestly,
what do you like about it?
It's the most Star Trek-y of the movies. It's that literal like God. Does God exist? And if he does, what does he mean to us? And is he there paying attention and stuff like that? What does God need? Gene Roddenberry loved that shit, looking for God.
Oh yeah.
How many times in the original series is he talking specifically to gods of humanity's past?
Oh, so many
gods
times.
of different worlds, or devils that are controlling things. It happens in TNG as well. So that's why I like it. It's not the best movie.
No.
But if it were an episode, and let's call it a 3-part episode of TNG or TOS, you might have been like, wow, that was actually really good. Now I know it's the bars. I'm moving the goalpost.
That actually might be a better way to look at that movie. Instead of calling it a movie, call it a 3-part episode.
Like, I really think it's got a good story. It's not on the same level of film as maybe The Wrath of Khan. But I think it gets slightly unfairly maligned as a Star Trek movie.
Unfairly maligned. Okay. I mean, you might be right. Yeah. I'll have to rewatch it again. Because it's been a spell.
And also, you have to remember that Shatner did not get very much cooperation with Paramount to do what he wanted to do. They really restricted his budget. Some of the CGI and the space scenes are just real low rent. It's real sad. But he did what he could with what they allowed him to do. But I don't know. It's not a great film, but I think it's got a great story in there. But I still think it's probably the weakest of the original crew movies.
What's the best?
Most fun to watch, most rewatchable. Definitely The Voyage Home.
Yeah.
That is the most, alright, so the stakes are technically earth-shattering. This is
literally
possibly an extinction-level event occurring that they are going to prevent. But, my word, the way that they do it is just the most fun ever. Let's go back in time, grab some fucking whales, repopulate species in the future, so they can tell this goddamn space probe what the damn well to do with itself. So awesome. And then some of the one-liners, I mean, come on. There be whales, Captain! Or, hello, computer.
Yeah.
I mean, Scotty in that movie is just priceless.
I've traveled hundreds of millions, thousands of miles.
Yeah. I got a new kidney. Yeah. Come on. Yes, we're going to save the world by, kidnapping some whales. A cetacean biologist is going to just jump in a transporter beam with us. Doesn't think that it's going to, mangle our molecules at all. It won't be some weird, Tuvix situation. A little too much LDS. Come on. It's gold from fucking start to finish. And then at the end of the day, just like great television, TV trope, or a movie trope, everything goes back to the way it was. Captain becomes captain of the Enterprise once again. The crew stays around him, and they fly off into the sunset with the new refitted Enterprise.
Well, he is demoted.
Yeah, I know, but the captain is the captain he's always meant to be. It's a demotion, but it's what they all wanted. Come on, it's a happy ending. It's not even bittersweet. Everyone's stoked.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone is pretty stoked about it. Yeah.
So
okay, so yeah, where do you put Wrath of Khan?
That's the best film.
Yes.
It's the classic submarine movie in space. It's hunter killer, seek and destroy, enemies reuniting, grudges reopened, creepy bugs that control people's minds. Come on, it's awesome shit.
It is. I definitely agree. I do like it.
And then Search for Spock.
That's a weak one in my mind. I really hate resurrection.
The Search for Spock needs to exist so that we can complete the Wrath of Khan trilogy, in my mind. Because Spock dies, Spock gets resurrected, they get home, and they go home. And then they reset and start their new voyage from there.
Yeah.
So what about you? Where do those movies rank for you?
They are... Well, some of them... The Search for Spock is my least favorite.
Okay.
Because I mean, I don't like killing off a character and then having to bring him back in the next one for no good reason other than the fans wanted it. That's poor storytelling in my mind.
I also think though that Spock makes the Star Trek universe better, and I will never not want him in it.
Well, yeah, I don't disagree. Because out of the original 4, you can't really lose use any one of them and still keep the magic.
No.
So I definitely think that him coming back is good for the rest of the stories that get to be told. So I like that.
The Deus Ex Machina of bringing him back with the Genesis device, it doesn't really make any sense at all. And making matter from nothing and transforming a world, yes, it doesn't make much sense. But what does make a lot of sense in there is the motivation of the Klingon antagonists.
Yes.
I really like Captain Kern, I want to say. But played by Christopher Lloyd. Might be the coolest, Commander Kern, should I forget. Might be the coolest Klingon we get in a long time.
I think my favorite Klingon, the Undiscovered Country, Christopher Plummer, just fucking quoting off.
To be or not to... Yes. Until you get to Christopher Plummer's Admiral Chang, Christopher Lloyd's Colonel Klang is epic. He's awesome. He kills David. Well, he doesn't. Well, he orders the death, I suppose.
Yeah, but that is a brutal. Yeah, that is a brutal thing that happens there. So I guess in that respect, A Search for Spock is good because David dies.
What about Cybok and the Uhura dancing in the desert moment? Did that do anything for you?
No, I'm not a huge fan of that. No, like the whole, as I said, like I need to rewatch the movie to remember everything, but what I do remember left a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't consider it much Star Trek-ness, so I think I'd probably say that one is going to be a lot. Probably, it might actually be worse than Search for Spock in my mind. It might be, I don't know, I'd have to rewatch it. So
I mean, I think it's got to be kind of at the bottom, and I kind of forgot to rank the motion
picture. I was thinking the same thing right now.
So the motion picture is it suffers from its post production.
It's just so unnecessarily long, yeah, with all those panning shots of the Enterprise.
Oh my God, they just drag on and on.
Yeah,
that's where it breaks down.
Because do you remember the plot for that? Because I don't.
So the Voyager probe, our Voyager probe, essentially travels through space and stuff and collides with other life forms or whatever and becomes sentient.
Okay.
And it starts out with Kirk taking command of the Enterprise from the captain. It's kind of fucked up. He walks in and be like, Decker, I have experience with this stuff more than you do, so I'm taking command. You are now my first officer. Sucks to suck. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, this is happening.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
And it's not Voyager, it's V'ger or something.
V'ger, right.
Futurama has a, depending on your definition of successful, episode where they have Voyager come back, but it's Voyager collides with a FCC satellite and becomes a sensient censored
thing. Oh no, no, it's a successful episode. I love that episode. It's great.
Okay, it's kind of hokey.
It's hokey, but it's really
definitely
funny.
A play on the whole movie, or at least the concept that brings it out, that starts it out. So I really need to watch the director's cut, which I actually have, by the way. So we should.
Oh yeah, we should definitely watch that.
We should invest some time in that.
Wrath of Khan is going to be my favorite. So like Wrath of Khan, I'm gonna say. I mean, I agree. Also, like best movie, but also my favorite.
Okay.
Minus the Genesis planet
totally
bullshit,
fair.
But the beginning of it at least. So yeah, that's the thing. The Undiscovered Country is the Voyage Home is going to be my second favorite, and then the Undiscovered Country is probably going to be my third. Though that the plot holes in Undiscovered Country annoy me.
Yeah, you kind of have to just accept it. That there's some stuff that's really questionable.
Yeah.
Like how easy their escape is. Even if they had inside help, it still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely ludicrous.
Like there's just tunnels everywhere, and then the fact that no one can tell the difference between Kirk and Kirk there. And,
like all Kirk would have to say.
And the whole thing is just a convoluted plot to have them killed. Like, why don't you just kill them in the prison?
Yeah.
Like, what proof do you need? You're Klingons, and they ostensibly killed your chancellor. Just put them in prison for the performance, and then have them slowly, subtly or not so subtly, be executed or lost or whatever.
Just have one guard or one prisoner Schenken. Exactly like. But
instead they're like killed while trying to escape. Clever. No one's gonna think to trick that. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's still such a good. I mean, I think Sulu sums it up best at the end. It's good to see you in action one more time, Captain Kirk.